desecrated God's commandments. They have all the churches in America worshiping on Sunday, and I've done my research on this, and I know we're going from the NWO, but this all ties into religion and to the Vatican, and I'll explain right now how. They have all the churches going to worship, and Jesus Christ said the Sabbath was made for man, not man wasn't made for the Sabbath, and the Sabbath is the Lord's Day, which is Saturday, which starts Friday night and then Saturday. So I mean, it's just it's just they have control over all the churches indirectly or with them following the laws. It's just and they have so much power, so much money. They could fund anything. They fund these mega banks. I mean, if you ever look at Bush or anybody, they always go to Rome and they always bow down to the Pope.
Oh,
Obama, Bush, Hugo Chavez. I mean, countless others. Their last frontier is the Middle East, which is where we currently are. And
oh,
Iraq is conquered, Afghanistan is conquered. The only one that is left is Iran. And then everybody else is going to fall in place. Saudi Arabia already made a deal. China already made their deal with them. Everybody else has made their deal except for Syria and a few other ones. But they're going to give in. They're not going to fight this new world order. They're not. They're going to just give up. I'm pretty sure.
now
And that's it. That's their last frontier.
okay
And then
now
America, of course, taking disenfranchising us and taking away our rights, which they're doing right now as we speak.
now here's my quad. Okay, you didn't get a chance to be on the show, Jay Francis. You weren't my guest, correct?
No, I wasn't.
But you did
I don't
see
think
the
I was
episode,
there. I heard.
correct? You saw the
Yeah, I did.
episode. Okay.
Yes.
Now he did, we jumped from the regular news into religion. Okay,
Because it all ties into
it
it.
all ties
That's what I'm
into
trying to
it.
explain to you. It
Correct.
ties into.
Okay,
That's
now
what my research has concluded.
okay, now what he said about the United States supposedly in the Bible, correct? You were saying it's not going to be here in the times, correct?
He could be right on that. I mean, like I said, it's not a fact what we're talking. It's all theory
It's
on
all
what we're talking
theory.
about according to the future of what's gonna happen with America. But I mean, most likely, no, it's not gonna be in my opinion. I do believe he might be right that America might not be here because I don't see them in the Bible. I mean, maybe we're the stepping stone to this new world order taking over. I mean, we gotta fall because we stand for freedom, freedom of religion, freedom to practice religion. I mean, and freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms. I mean, we have all the freedom from search and seizure. I mean, we have all these freedoms, and I mean, this is like the most freest nation in the world. I mean, if you were to go to China, you speak out against the communist government,
They'll probably
you'll be
behead you in a
tortured.
minute, right?
You go to Russia, they do the same thing.
They'll
And all
behead
these
you in a
things. This is
minute.
the last beacon of freedom here on Earth is the United States of America, and that's what people don't realize. We have a bullseye on our back. We've had it since this nation was founded, and the founding fathers knew this. They did. They knew this. But people have gotten so lazy, so apathetic. They're apathy. I mean, their laziness. They're brainwashed. I mean, I just hope they wake up. I'm not trying to put down nobody. I'm just telling the truth. I was like them. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm not. I mean, I
Nobody's
was
perfect,
just like them. Yeah, no
correct?
one's perfect. I really hope they wake up. It's just
Now my
I
question.
pray they do.
Here's my question. Okay, I've been watching the stock market and all this stuff going on recently. When the stock market dropped 9,000, when it went to 9,000 points, right?
Yeah.
Right. I saw it when it fell. I think about a couple of years back when it went to 8,000 points. Right now the stock market is at. Let me note this right here. I'm doing my work while I'm talking to you. Okay. Right now,
Okay.
to this very day, right now, the stock market is at 11,533.16, and they say it's up 9% from the years past.
Yeah, but that's all artificially done. If you look at their balance sheets of how much they owe and how much profit they made, it's all a lie.
It's
I mean,
all
honestly, if you really look, yeah, it's all a lie. I mean, because first of all, they're inflating they're inflating Wall Street with this money. Okay, it's like basically saying, okay, we're all broke, so let's print all this money. Yeah, okay, we'll solve
It's
it that
like
way. So
trying
you
to.
just start printing all the money, taking all our buying power away from the people, basically like pillaging us and taking all our money, breaking into our house, breaking into our safe, taking everything they got, anything that's valuable, and just taking off. That's what they did.
So it's like
That's basically what they did. And go
it's
ahead.
like poking a hole. It's like saying you have a hole in your boat and you're patching it with duct tape. And then eventually the duct
Yeah,
tape's not going to
I
work out, and
mean,
the boat's going to sink to the bottom of the ocean. You're going to die with your boat in the middle of the ocean. Correct?
yeah, because you're not gonna be able to buy nothing. No, eventually, you're not gonna be able to buy nothing with your inflated paper money you have right now in your bank account. You're not
Now,
gonna be able to buy anything.
now, if we go
Look at
to,
Zimbabwe. Remember I told you? Go
I
ahead.
saw the whole Zimbabwe thing. Yes, you showed me the other day when I was at your
You
studio.
saw that, right?
Yes,
That's what hyperinflation is.
yes.
That's what hyperinflation does to your country.
Excuse me. Everything. Yeah, and you'll say gold and silver will be the only thing we'll be able to do.
Yeah, that's the hedge against inflation. If you have gold and silver, hold on to it because that'd be probably the only thing you could use to buy things. If you could save up on rice, on beans, coffee beans, uh, agricultural, maybe seeds,
Yes. Right there.
in your backyard.
You're cutting in and out.
Can you hear me?
Is it raining
Okay,
outside?
can you hear me?
We're supposed
Yeah,
to.
it's raining outside.
All right, we're supposed to have a storm at 10 o'clock. If it starts getting worse, I might have to call it off because they say it's a chance of electricity, thunder, lightning.
Yeah, actually, here in Claremont, the two of the of the power poles fell. I guess it was an accident, and the power's out in Claremont. I don't know if it's back on yet,
Actually,
but it seems like the transformer.
the X-formers.
Oh, you heard about that?
Yes, the
Okay.
trees knocked over a power pole and it fell down like a domino effect. With the storms we've
Yeah,
had
I
for the
mean
past couple
extreme
days.
weather.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, we've had extreme weather, and right
crazy.
now with you have wireless cable. You have what? You have internet cable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I have Wi-Fi cable,
You have Wi-Fi cable.
meaning
Wow,
I
did not
broadcast
know
through
that.
signals. Yes. And everything.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm like yeah. So that's why I say if we start storming here, I'm gonna call it out. But I don't see nothing yet and everything. And I'm not watching the news tonight because we're doing the show and everything. But yeah, but like you were saying, if we get our jewelry correct,
Jewelry, any kind of silver, diamonds, gold, palladium, platinum,
yeah,
any precious metal will do.
yeah. But and then will that save the stock market?
No, I mean, the only way you could save a, a stock market is if we go back to the gold standard on the dollar, and so we could balance out our balance sheet with all these other nations. I mean, we have to stop spending money. One, two,
Yes.
we have to go back to some kind of gold standard, some kind of standard that backs up our money with gold or some kind of commodity, so we could balance things out again. Because right now it's just all out of whack. I mean, it's out of control. People are at the Federal Reserve just printing money as if it was free.
So
You
what
know,
would
it's
happen?
just
Okay, my
it's just
question
like
is yeah. So what happens if Obama said stop our dollar and use the gold we have right now? Would that help?
well, people don't have gold. That's the thing. I mean,
Some
only so many
people
people
do
have
have
gold and
gold.
silver.
Some people do have gold out there. I know that. I've met
Not
people.
everybody though.
Well, there are some people out there
What
with
about the
gold.
people? What about the people that don't? What about the people that do not have gold and silver?
I,
They're gonna suffer. They're not gonna be able to eat. They're gonna be in line for cheese,
we're
just like
gonna
in the Great Depression.
we're gonna have like a riot on the road.
Yes,
You-
exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell. I mean, it's gonna be complete chaos. It's like a famine. I mean, people will be starving to death. I mean, what? I think it was what 50,000 people starved to death during the Great Depression.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's a lot of people did not were not able to eat. You know what they did? They actually bought rabbits and they breeded them and they ate them. They even ate dogs for crying out loud. I mean, the people were hungry. I mean, there was no jobs. You know, that
Wow.
was the and this is the same thing's gonna happen except much worse, much worse.
Wow.
Because at least our money was backed up by some kind of gold commodity, which in a year they recovered from. But then the government stepped in and made it a 9-year depression.
Wow.
You know, a 10-year depression really. The Great Depression. That's why they got the cry because the markets don't need help from the government. Okay, they could fix themselves. Let the incompetent morons who made the wrong bets on the company leave, so the competent people could come in, make their and readjust the market just like it's supposed to be. Don't let the government come in and mess with it. They're just gonna create a bunch of problems.
More
We need
chaos.
less government. Yeah, we need less government, much less government, and more free market. I mean, for example, like let's say I wanted to open a business here in California.
Yes.
Okay, you know how permits I need to get to open a small business? If you open a business at home, whatever county you're in, what county you're in, the county I'm in, I can't sell you a product in my home. And I have a small business license for a home small business license. That's ridiculous. I can't store the product in a garage in my house.
Because
Everything has to be, it seems like, through the internet or some kind of mailing way of doing it. It just makes me laugh,
you can't do that
It's
anymore.
illegal if you do that.
Hold on. For some reason, my thing keeps recording us, but continue on. Wow, you can't store nothing in your
Well,
garage.
when it comes to products, no.
No.
Oh, the products you have, no, you gotta store in some kind of warehouse or your house.
Wow.
I mean, you can't use your home as a small business. You can't.
How about if
I
you're
mean, you can
trying
be.
to grow vegetables and fruits?
That's illegal too in California. They're trying to. I heard they. I'm not sure if they passed a law already, but I think it is illegal now. You cannot. They're gonna try to stop us from growing small little Liberty gardens in our backyard.
Oh, what
Small
about,
little gardens in our back.
is that why they're trying to take out the farmers market in Los Angeles?
Yes, they are. They don't want them to grow it. They don't want organic food. They want you and me and everybody else to stay in line, don't say nothing, be quiet, and buy what they sell you.
Wow. So
And don't let and they want competition.
so my orange
They
garden
want
and
they want
my
they
garden
want
back here, right, will be a big commodity for maybe the. They might have to have everything underground then. Would that be?
yeah, like bartering. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it gets that bad, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you would have to barter for what you want. You would have to trade either silver, or gold, or food, or
Or
even
fruit.
bullets are valuable.
Yeah. So it might come down
Bullets
to
would be very
trading.
valuable.
Livelihood. If they're listening to this, you must trade things. Trade stuff
Yeah,
that you
if it
have, you
comes down
own.
to that,
So if you don't
absolutely.
have money, you're gonna have to trade stuff. Like if I have a jacket and someone doesn't have a jacket, I can have it for, I don't know, for food, right?
Yeah, but what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna purposely crash everything so they could implement a digital money, a
What do you
money
mean
that they
digital
give
money?
you through a digital account with a card that you give you, a chip on your card.
A chip on your card?
That's what they want. That's yeah. Then eventually a chip in your hand to control you,
How?
to control what you buy, what you sell, everything. And if you disagree with them, all they gotta do is turn off your chip. You can't buy nothing. You can't rent anything. You can't do nothing without it. That's
So
what they eventually want.
so what about so if I don't want to, if I don't have, okay, I'm not longer a fan of the bank accounts. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. I really wish I didn't have a bank account. In
Well,
fact, I closed one of them already. I
well,
still have one left, and I hope I do close it because
I
I'd
tell
rather
you
just
to be
have my money in
careful
a
on that and
safe.
everything. Yeah. Well, it's basically coming down to the 1800s again. I have a feeling. Or what year was it? The 1800s or the 1700s?
Well, what do you mean? The 1800s? I mean,
When they
that
had
was
when there was
what are we
17
talking?
when there was nothing there. It was all commodities. What years was that? 1700s?
No, no, no. It was like yeah. Well, 1800s. I mean, it was 17. Well, this nation was founded in what 1776.
Yes.
I mean, so I mean, like what 1800s? Yeah, you could
Yeah.
say that
We,
1700s,
yeah,
1800s. I mean,
we're
that's
coming.
around the time where people were bartering. Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming down to those times again. You know that.
Yeah, I mean you're right, but I mean, like I said, their plan is to get okay. They want if they have you starving on the street, you're desperate, you're hungry. They're like, oh, you know what? You could use our digital money,
But
and that way
how?
everybody will eat, and it'll sound like a solution. Like everybody will be happy. Like, oh yes, thank God. They'll be like that. That's what they want to do. They want to implement. this new world order, this new